Alright, so I'm guessing by now you guys know what my plan is. Hopefully do a 2JZ VVTI twin turbo swap into my RX-8. Now I picked up this engine. I drove 6 hours to get it. Apparently it's a low mileage engine. That's what they all claim. I don't really believe that, so I already fired up the engine on the floor. I did a setup for it. I connected the fuel lines. I set up this bucket as a fuel tank. I dropped in the RX-8 fuel pump, which is somewhere around here. Actually, it is right there. There's a fuel pump here. I set it up and it fired up on the floor. I'm gonna put a clip that I uploaded on Snapchat so you guys see how it was running. Ready? It was running kind of rough, and I'm not surprised. There's a lot of vacuum lines that are open, and I inspected the spark plugs as well. They look pretty bad. So the main important thing, at least the engine runs and it's not seized, so that's a good start. Now for today I'll be inspecting the engine furthermore. I will try to remove as much as possible and make sure you know, there's no heavy damages to it. I'm probably going to end up rebuilding the engine before I install it, so I'm going to do the main rebuild kit, which comes with these seals and all the good stuff. I don't want to go through the headache of having to replace any seals once the engine is in. It's going to be a very tight fit, so I'm going to do everything outside since the engine is already here in front of me, and it's going to be much easier. Now, to start with, I'm not going to need the power steering pump or the AC. So both of these are going to get deleted right now. I'm going to take them off. I get some more space at least. As for the turbos, the stock twin turbos, you can see it takes a lot of space. Eventually I will go single, but for now, just to afford the swap, I'm going to stick with a twin turbo. Once everything runs good and I have no issues, later on I'll pull the engine out and do a swap if it's not possible to do it while the engine is installed in the vehicle. It's going to be a very tight fit, so I'm going to try to do as much as possible before I install the engine. But again, today we're just going to try taking off as much as possible and make sure that there's, again, no heavy damages on the cams. We're going to try inspecting the seals behind the covers. We'll probably take off the manifold heat shield, I guess. Try to inspect the turbos. I'll pretty much just have a general inspection on the engine. And I will include every single cost to do the swap, just so you guys get an idea of how much it's going to cost. As for the transmission and all that other good stuff, I'm still thinking whether I should use my RX-8 transmission. There is an adapter to mount the JZ to the RX-8 transmission, but based on the research that I have done, the RX-8 transmission won't handle much power. So either build it right from the start or damage parts and keep spending money. So far I'm just going to work on the engine outside, build it up, get it ready, and then we'll figure out the rest of the parts slowly within time. So for now we're going to take off, I already opened some of the covers here. I already took off the, I guess, the cover for the spark plugs here, and took out the coils. As you can see, the spark plug is pretty much toast. I ordered some new spark plugs. But the main goal today is I want to see how bad everything is, so I know whether to order just certain seals or just replace every single seal, which is pretty much the main rebuild kit. Let's get some gloves on and get to work. Even though the engine looks very clean, you never know how it is internally, so it's always good to check the engine before you go ahead and install the engine and then find some leaks, and just to get a general idea of how the engine is before spending more money into it. So we're going to take off the power steering pump and the AC compressor, since I'm not going to use any of that. Alright, so the power steering and the AC is removed. That's gonna go here on the side. I don't think I'll be running. We'll be using the stock RX-8 electric power steering, and for the AC, I don't think I am gonna go through the headache of doing custom pipes. I mean, we'll see how it is once it's installed. But for now, I think I'm gonna go without it. Now that we have these two disconnected, we have quite some space. I could already see some leaks around here. As well, for the oil pan, we're gonna have to get the conversion kit to swap it to the rear, because this is a front sump. We need the rear sump to install it on my vehicle, so that's gonna be there. For now, looking at the seals behind the VVTI, doesn't look too bad. Two front cam seals. The VVTI seals behind this guy. I'll probably replace it anyways. The timing belt looks like it's cut, so that's gonna need replacement. As you can see there, you can see it's starting to crack, so that's gonna be replaced. We're gonna have to remove the main crank pulley to take off the cover. I don't think I have the proper tools to do that. I know this bolt is very tough to take out, and one way of doing it, either using an industrial unpacked gun to try snapping it out, or do the bump start method, where you put a wrench and try cranking the engine, it'll break it loose. You just want to make sure your timing doesn't move around. As you can see, these lines over here match up with the indents you have on the case back. That tells you they're aligned. So you got one here on the left side, and you got one on the cam gear, and then that's on 0, so that's timed well. I was really hoping to get to the timing belt, idler, see the pulley and the tensioner. That'll probably need replacement. Let's go ahead and try taking off the valve covers. That's going to be interesting to see how. That's going to be interesting to see the condition of the cams. So we're going to have to take off. Let's start by taking off this guy first. So we're going to take off the tubes. Or actually, before we do that, I'm going to take off the manifold heat guard, I guess, or heat shield. Alright, so we can see a little bit of oil here. There's shaft play there as well. So turbos probably need to be rebuilt. Now we'll start off by taking off the valve covers, just inspect the cams. So this is the exhaust side. We're going to take that off and inspect. the cam itself, make sure there's no scratches, scoring or anything. Again, overall we're just doing a general inspection. A little bit of rust here, but let's get some. There seems to be rust in here. All right. Seems to be like this is surface rust, but I'm not sure if this is normal or not. If you guys know, let me know please in the comment section below. Let's go ahead and take off the cam caps and inspect, see if there's any scratches or anything under that. Alright, so we're going to take off the bearing caps to inspect the, I guess, under it. Make sure there's no scratches, scorings, or any of that sort. I just hope there's nothing serious with this engine, because again, outside it looks very good, but internally you never know until you strip it like I am right now. So let's hope for the best, fingers crossed. And eventually I will do a full, or I shouldn't say full rebuild, but pretty much as much as I can. I'll probably do a head gasket on it. Again, I don't want to do much work once I get the engine installed. I want to make sure I do everything before I put it in. That way I minimize the headache later on. So that is almost out. Oops. That is there. Doesn't look too bad. Now I will take off the cams and everything and make sure I clean up everything. Check for any carbon buildup, clean that. Probably get all the way down to the pistons. Alright, I see a little bit. That's there. That one there doesn't look too bad. That one doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad. And it doesn't look too bad either. I'm guessing this is normal wear and tear, nothing too serious. Alright, I'm not going to tighten everything down for now. Just going to close up this side and probably inspect the intake. Again, I will open up everything and clean it up and change the gaskets before installing the engine. Alright, so that's the intake side cam. Again, I'm not sure why we have the surface rust here. Please, if somebody knows, let me know. There seems to be surface rust, so it's going away once I scratch it off. But I'm not sure if this is normal or is indicating a serious problem.
Like once I rub it off, it goes away. So please let me know if you guys know anything.
Alright, so I don't think anything looks too bad or unusual, to me at least. If you guys noticed something that I didn't, please let me know in the comment section below.
Alright, so for now I'm going to close up everything. Just snug. I'm not going to tighten everything back to torque until I get my engine stand and the rear sump conversion. That way we can put the engine on a stand, start stripping the engine down, and then probably rebuild it just to be on the safe side.
But yeah, everything seems to be okay so far, other than the rust on the cams or cam lobes. So if you know anything here more than me, please let me know. This is my first time looking at a 2JZ and inspecting it, but I don't see any scoring under the cap, so that's good. But I'm not sure if the rest is normal over here to see on the cam lobes or the camshaft itself. For now, I'm going to leave it as is until I get my engine stand, my rebuild kit, my rear sump conversion. That way we can strip everything down and start working on it and clean it up. I'm probably going to end up removing the head as well, just to check on the gasket, the head gasket, and probably replace it. Might as well replace the head gasket since we're going to be there. But if you notice something that I didn't, please let me know in the comment section below. The only concern I have is the slight rust on the cam shaft and the cam lobes. Let me know if that's normal, or if anything I should look at that I still haven't. I did look at the turbos. They do have a little bit shaft play. For now, I don't know if I'm going to run them twin until I upgrade to single, or maybe go single from the start just to save a lot of space and minimize all this wiring and everything going to it. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay updated for the upcoming videos, and I will see you next time.